When it comes to home sales, Cincinnati is in the midst of a very strong seller's market. On the Business Courier front page centerpiece, with home inventory at its lowest level in 2 decades, those looking for a home are asking, "Can I buy your house?" The number of homes on the market here has been falling since 2010 and is at its lowest level in at least 20 years, according to the Multiple Listing Service of Greater Cincinnati. That means many homes in Greater Cincinnati are selling on the day they're listed, often getting multiple offers at or above asking price. One of the tightest markets is Loveland, where 83% of the 130 listings sold this year at an average of 15 cumulative days on the market. The balance between being a buyer's or seller's market is measured by the number of months it would take to sell all of the homes currently listed. A balanced market in Greater Cincinnati is considered a 5.5 to 6 month supply of homes. There hasn't been a 5-month supply of homes in our area in the last 3 years. Business Courier reporter Tom Demeropoulos wrote this story and joins Business Watch producer Kelly Leon in the studio with more on the current housing market. Tom and Kelly.
Thanks, Peg. Tom, thanks for being here. A really interesting story, and speaking as someone who's selling a house. So let's start with all real estate is local and price points vary. So this doesn't necessarily apply to every home in the market, every neighborhood in the market.
Correct, yeah. So just because the overall market is very tight doesn't necessarily mean that the home that you're trying to sell is in a tight market. All real estate is local, and you know, real estate agents will tell you that matters not just to the neighborhood but to the street level. You know, there can be very large swings in how quickly a home sells just based on the street that you're on, and also based on the price point that you're selling in. So, you know, in Greater Cincinnati, our kind of sweet spot is at like 200 to 250, maybe 300 price range. Like that's where the most home sales take place. And if you look at the numbers, a home in that price point sells at about half the time of a $400,000 or $500,000 home.
Right, so the higher you get, the longer it's
on the market.
Take. So, and you talk to buyers in your piece who have looked for a long time. I'm just wondering what buyers do when, do they just settle for something they really don't want, or do they say, we're not buying, we're just going to wait and we're going to keep renting? What?
Yeah, so in a market this tight, everyone makes different choices, but some of the things that I heard was that people would make a decision on a home immediately because they knew if they didn't put in an offer, someone else was going to.
Yeah.
So they really needed to make kind of a snap judgment. And now what some of the realtors were telling me is that we're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown, and they don't know if it's seasonal, if we're actually starting to finally add some inventory, because people are starting to sleep on those decisions. Instead of putting in that offer immediately, they're thinking about it, making sure it's the right fit. And then the other thing is we have had a lot of people who just said, I'll just decide to rent for a year, I'll wait till the market, you know, there's more options out there, and I think we'll start to get there.
But rates are also rising. Does that factor into it?
Definitely, yeah. As interest rates go up, you lose a lot of your buying power. So I think the rule of thumb that they say is that for every 1 percentage point an interest rate goes up, you lose about 10% of your buying power. So that could also be leading to some increased inventory as people lose their ability to buy more home, that those other homes will be on the market longer.
And just one final quick question. You talk in your piece about why the housing market matters. Why does it matter to the local economy?
Yeah, so the housing market in Greater Cincinnati is a massive economic engine. Last year, our total home sales were about $6.5 billion, and this is an industry that touches a lot of other industries. So it's construction, it's furniture, it's insurance, all these different things that are tied into what happens when you buy or sell a home. You know, the National Association of Realtors says that for every 2 homes sold, 1 job is created. So it's a lot of activity, a lot of economic power there.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching it, and I think the whole community is kind of watching the real estate market. So, thanks, Tom.